E-commerce is taking over the world of business, and the space of e-commerce platforms has become insanely competitive, with large companies like WordPress, Shopify, Magento, and even companies like ClickFunnels stepping up to the plate with massive innovations, making it harder and harder to compete. Shopify has been known to fall behind on some key benefits and features that some of these other platforms offer, but that's all about to change. And today, we're going to discuss why Shopify is going to fly by all the competitors and become a giant like Amazon with this new update. Now, if you want to see the update for yourself, just open up your computer, go to your Shopify dashboard, and you can click on Winter 2023 in the top left corner and see all the updates for yourself, because we are not going to be going over everything. I'm just going to be going over the ones that I feel like are helpful for us as dropshippers and helpful for Shopify as a company to keep up with all of these other platforms. The first update that we're going to cover is one of the first ones on their list, and it really displays Shopify's ability to understand the fundamentals of what makes an e-commerce store convert. And this is why whenever somebody comes to me wondering what the best e-commerce platform to use is, I always tell them Shopify, because their websites are so optimized for conversions, and this is just going to help that even further. They are implementing a one-page checkout system, which is intended to minimize the amount of clicks that it takes from somebody to get to the beginning of the checkout to where their card actually gets swiped and billed to their account. Now, I'm showing on screen right now an example of what this is actually going to look like, and it looks really incredible. It basically bypasses the little next buttons when you go to the Shopify checkout, and this is just a step in the great direction. And if anything, it shows that Shopify understands the fundamentals of e-commerce. Less clicks needed to purchase equals more purchases. Another thing that I think really displays Shopify's dedication to staying up to date with trends and things going on is their implementation of AI on their platform. Now, for now, we're basically just seeing an introduction to AI by them implementing it in the product description editor, but I can see Shopify implementing AI in many different ways, and I am taking this as a sign that Shopify will be implementing more AI features in the future, and this is simply just an introduction of it to see how it pans out. And with AI being able to do anything from having a conversation to generating any image that you could want in the world, to taking a current image and editing it in an amazing way, to even making videos, you can see how this is very exciting for Shopify users, as they're now going to be able to start using AI in their business. Now, one thing I really like about what Shopify is doing in this update, they are taking in-house, like moving from third-party apps into the actual Shopify platform, the ability to make bundles, do quantity break discounts, and also implement email pop-ups. Now, this is very important to note, because Shopify is seeing the types of apps that are performing very well on the Shopify platform, and they're basically just taking them in-house and allowing people to do it through the Shopify platform itself. This is not only going to add more value to their platform as a whole, because now store owners won't have to download all these apps and pay all these monthly fees for access to these features, but it also ensures for us users that we're going to have a smooth integration, and when we're looking for a new feature, we won't have to try out 10 different apps to see which one performs the best. Because I've tried a lot of bundling apps, for example, and it's very difficult to find a good one for certain situations. Whereas if Shopify is offering it themselves, it's more than likely going to be a smooth integration, and it's not going to have any issues working on the platform. Another great thing that Shopify is adding, which is going to actually allow us dropshippers to make a lot more money, is language adapting. So they are going to actually use what I would assume is geolocation. I could be wrong, but they have implemented geolocation currency swapping on their platform, so I would assume that they're going to use geolocation for this as well. But wherever your user is, your whole website will switch to that language. This is a feature that we have basically been begging Shopify for years now, as one of the main strategies that dropshippers and many e-commerce platforms are using is rebuilding their store in a different language with a different payment processor, different currency, different domain, and targeting different countries to expand outwards. And this is just a step in the right direction for making it easier for people to do this, which I really like. Now, earlier I said that Shopify is stepping into a space where they're going to be able to compete with companies like Amazon, where they can just become an absolute giant and just own the online shopping space. Now, everybody knows that Amazon is an absolutely massive company, but what are some of the downsides to Amazon as a seller or as a buyer? Well, number one, as a seller, probably the biggest downside is you're paying a very big cut of your sales to Amazon itself, and you do not own your customer data. This is clearly definitely a weak point where Shopify can come in and take advantage of this opportunity, because they are known for not taking a percentage of your sales directly. I mean, they do through payment processing, and if you choose to use their payment processing or if you use a third party, but it's nowhere near compared to what Amazon does. And with Shopify, you keep all of your own data and you're free to do with it as you choose. So Shopify has already been a very appealing option to a lot of Amazon sellers wanting to either make the transition or, make a Shopify store to actually start selling their products in other places. But with these two really big features they're about to drop, I think it gives Shopify a major advantage in the marketplace because of these features and because of the benefits that it's going to have towards the customers and the sellers. And hopefully, as you hear me talk about these, you're going to be able to put two and two together and realize why these two things are so damn powerful together, and how they are trying to tiptoe with Amazon and basically show that they can offer similar services that Amazon does. So the number one thing is signed in shopping with this thing called Shop. Now, I'm sure over the past year or two, a lot of you guys have seen the little Shop Pay thing on your website. Now, that's a feature that they released a while ago, which I think opened the door to being able to do these new two updates, but they are going to allow people to essentially make an account with Shopify and then sign into their account with Shopify through your store, and then allow people to purchase things through your store using their Shopify account. Does it remind you of anything? Yes, it should remind you of how Amazon works, because you sign into your Amazon account and you buy things from private stores inside of the Amazon platform. This is going to be very similar. The only difference is, like I said, the sellers on there will be fully independent, meaning they keep all of their own data, and they're also not getting like a major cut taken out of their sales, but they still get all the benefits of being able to sign into one account for all the shopping they do. And at that point, there's pretty much only one thing that they are missing that will really set them up to start competing with a company like Amazon. And yes, that one thing is basically providing the mental insurance of purchasing from Amazon. Everybody knows that if you go to Amazon, you're going to get fast shipping, especially if it has the little Prime. It's almost like a verification from Amazon saying, hey, we guarantee that this item has fast shipping, which is a very big benefit for sellers. It's actually one of the main reasons that I personally purchase a lot of my stuff from Amazon as opposed to a lot of Shopify stores. And Shopify did it. They implemented what they're calling a Shop Promise badge, which is basically Shopify promising a certain shipping time and verifying that the seller is legit. Now, if Shopify scales this properly with the mix of customers being able to make an account that they can use for all of their online shopping on Shopify, they're also going to get verification that a certain store has a certain amount of shipping time, which is going to be backed by Shop Pay, which they're going to trust because Shopify is a major company just like Amazon. And this is just an absolutely brilliant move by Shopify, and I think that they're not there yet, but after a few years of implementing this system and scaling and marketing it very hard, I think they're going to be in a very good position to legitimately start competing with the shopping experience. And honestly, they're going to beat Amazon with the seller experience for the business owners that are actually on the platform very fast. So with all these new updates coming to Shopify this year, do you think Shopify is going to fall behind, or do you think they're going to fly right past everybody else and start competing with major giants like Amazon? I'd love to hear your feedback in the comments. Obviously, seeing these updates, I was able to put two and two together and be like, hold on, they're trying to build a whole ecosystem here for the shoppers, and it's a much better situation for the sellers. And Shopify just got very dangerous for every other seller platform out there. So I hope you guys like this update video. If you guys want more content like this, make sure you subscribe to my channel. This is Noah Brewer, and I'm out. Peace.